Who? What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. All right, so I'm bringing you guys a blade company that I haven't brought you yet, even though they are crazy good bushcraft knives. Some of the best bushcraft knives in the world are Morakniv, or just Mora, which is what we're going to call it, because Morakniv just gets too much of that. So we're going to go over this little guy, and there's something special coming because we have gone and reached 3,000 subscribers. Not a lot, but not a little. We're climbing, y'all. I need your help. We are doing a giveaway, and I'm probably going to film that tomorrow. And I want to give you guys the heads up that the giveaway will be happening tomorrow, so you know to tune in. You know to tune in, and I'm most likely going to be doing it on, I don't even know what today is, the 25th. Today's the 25th, so most likely the 26th, if you're watching, the 26th, we're going to do the giveaway. And it's not a random giveaway. Just like the last one, you're going to earn it. I'm going to ask a question. The first 2 people to answer the question right, and there's going to be, it's a 2-part question, with the first person to get 1 answer and the second person to get 1 answer. The first 2 who get it right win. That's it. It's going to be the most fair you can do it. No fixed names in a hat. No this, no that. You're going to do comments. Can't cheat the comments, man. Once it's in there, it's in there. So that's what we're going to do. And this knife is going to, there's 2 of them that are going to be going away in the package for the giveaway. And you've seen what I'm giving away, but you haven't seen it all. So stay tuned for tomorrow. The 3,000 subscriber giveaway 2 times is happening tomorrow. So let's go over this. This is called the Morakniv. I have everything. I think it's the Craftline. Of course, the computer goes black right when I'm about to tell you. So have you noticed that it's cloudy outside? Okay, so it is, yeah, it's the Craftline. I should have just went right away with it. It's the Craftline Basic 511. The sale number, the model number is M-12809. The Craftline Basic 511. We are looking at a 8.125 overall length with a 3.5 carbon steel blade. You do have your standard Scandi edge, Scandi grind edge. Your handle it's shockproof. It's made to be shockproof polypropylene, but a knife this big, shock doesn't really matter. It's not going to come into play. So I don't even know why they list that. Then you have a molded plastic belt sheath with drain hole. And there's your drain hole right there. Here's something cool about this sheath, okay? There's a couple things I like about it. One, you have your belt loop that you can take on and off without having to take your belt on and off. But normally a lot of them will come down and you can slide it up, slide it off, and it falls right off. It's got a nice little hooked area right there to hook onto your belt once it's on. Next, you're going to see this little doodad right there, and you're going to think, all right, well, that's weird. Somehow that helps hold it in. And then you're going to see this guy right here, and you're going to go, well, that's kind of weird, and just this thing sticking off the sheath. Here's the deal. Mora makes so many different knives, and some have different purposes. You can get a fishing knife, you can get a camp knife, you can get a bushcraft knife, or you can get multiple bushcraft knives, whatever you want to do. This guy right here on one of their other sheaths would connect to this guy right here, or this one would connect to another sheath. So if you had a bigger Mora, you can click this one, boop, right on, and now you can stack your blades. That is a great feature for those of you who like to have the right tool for the right job. You do have this little ribbed area right here, and my thinking was it was, you press your thumb there and you pull out, but it's just more simple to pull out. I don't know what that's there for. Maybe they just had a boring spot and wanted to make it look good. So you can see right there, you got your blade stamp right there, your Mora. You have this ugly, simple little package, right? It looks like a little fishing knife, but they make these things to work. How sharp is it? Well, I told you they make it to work. And work it. Ooh, I just dropped a whole bunch, but work it does. These are shave sharp out of the box. Now, I need to wipe it down. I have my stuff right here. Because when you're talking about bushcraft knives, you need it to do a couple things. Nice and clean. You need it to cut. You need it to slice. You need it to process. And you need it to carve. That's what bushcraft knives do. This something like this. You don't need it to chop. You know, you don't need it to baton. It's nice to know it can, and it's a Mora, so I would have no problems processing small wood, and that's something you would baton with this thing for. But you need it to slice. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this T-bone right here. I'm going to cook one on the grill, but first what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up. All right? And I just want to show you the slicing capability. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through the fatty area right here. Right? If you've ever cooked a steak, you know that that's the tough area. So we're going to take this, and what I want to do is I'm going to butterfly it a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll just season the inside of the steak. But I want you to see, without sawing, just pulling, you see the mark, I mean the cut it's making. Look at this. This is a straight up pull. I'm just trying to hold it with my thumb. And boom. I mean, you're butterflying with ease, right? Get right up against that bone, and now get right through the end, and I'm going to do a little back and forth just so I don't fold it over on myself. And I just completely butterflied my T-bone by just using this Mora and gliding along. It's that sharp. When you're talking about, if you've ever butterflied a steak before, you know what it's like to have to get in there. This thing is sharp. I mean, that went through beautifully. So now I'm going to season it, throw it on the grill, and we're going to continue to cut. All right, so I wasn't going to bore you guys with the steak, doing the steak prepping, but I want to show you what's going on in here, right? All I did is take some onion and some Italian seasoning, and I filled in the butterfly area. And now what I'm doing, hold on, I'm just taking some of this, all right, I'm just taking some of this barbecue rub, and I'm going to do the outside of the steak with a dry rub. And that's it. So it's dry rub on the inside, dry rub on the outside. But two different kinds, right? Two different styles even. And it's going to be magnificent. All right, so the steak is on the grill. Gonna do a little asparagus on the grill. But for now, while we let it start to cook, let's get this started. I'll press pause, I'll keep going. I'm multitasking today. So bushcraft, oh yeah. Everybody's favorite camp need. So let's see, it's a very light knife, but we're gonna do a couple 4-foot drops and see the balance. And you can see that the balance is geared toward the handle in a pretty big way. Let's go a couple downwards, see how it all holds up in the tip, and we'll see how that handle, which is gonna hold up fine. It's a freaking Mora. No issues. No freaking issues. Nylon rope, because if you're a bushcrafter, wow. Yeah. So let's go. Let's go with this Mora. Let's go with this Mora. This is one of the easiest feather sticking knives you will ever use. The knife literally is doing all the work. I'm behind it, but that's it. I'm gonna go the opposite direction because, well, that's what I like to do. I like to make S curls. So you go one direction, then you go the other direction, and it just provides a whole lot of air and some good oxygen into your fire. So when you're getting your stick started, beautiful. That is freaking beautiful. Simple. All right, let's see here. Probably need that to get it started. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and you'll hear all the time, there's a right tool for the job, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But, you know, I'm not going to bring a hatchet to every trip out into the woods. You know what I mean? I'm not going to bring something that weighs 4 pounds and hang it off my belt or whatever every time I go out, when I know if I just need small fires, I can process beautifully, perfectly, fine, easy, handy dandy with my regular camp knife, you know, or my bushcrafter in this case. So, and you do have a 90-degree spine, so you are going to be able to strike a ferro rod off it. I just use the end of the steel anyway. It doesn't matter. But you can see. Now, let's try. I'm going to go from the end of the grip, which is very, very well. And I'm going to try and begin a chop for pit spikes or tent spikes or anything like that I need. Now, what I just did is I did that. It's another good way to feather stick. But look at this. Look at this. Golly. This is literally probably the easiest carving knife you will ever use. Any Mora. It carves beyond other knives' capabilities. Ooh, wow. It's just a really, really good knife. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to do that. And now I split, right? So now I already have a split. I'm going to put it the other way. I'm going to grab it from the other direction, and I'm going to split. It's the simplest stuff. I mean, that's like Bushcraft 101 type stuff. Let me go check my steak. Ooh, that thing is poetic. All right, so we got ourselves a nice stick here. We're going to just easily push through. I'm not chopping, I'm just pushing because I have a Mora. It's a Bushcraft maniac, right? So all of this stuff. Now remember, if you have dried pines, those needles go up like crazy. So if you have a bunch of pines wherever you are, any kind of firs, and you get these needles and they're looking like this, save every bit of those, because when you start your fire, they go up, they sizzle and they crackle and they just light. Look at this. Look at that. So light, it's hard to chop with, but it works. It gets the job done. Let's see if we can't just go right underneath. Look at this. Look at this. Right in between the barks, the layer of barks, we're not even hitting, and I'll show you, we're not even hitting the stick. That's just in between the layers of bark, so thin. And I'll show you what the inside looks like. You see the difference? You see how that's really bright? So when you need something like a very fine cut, if you're doing some kind of fillet, or if you're making yourself some kind of trap, and you need it to be coarse, but you need it to be smooth at the same time, you want your sticks to hold, that's the kind of stuff right there. Let's do a little notch right here. You need to build yourself a shelter or a little fire maker, and you got to get those notches going. Man, let's turn it into an old Lincoln log notch, square notch, as you squares call it. Let's see. Man, that is something. Man, that is a thing of beauty. Now, if I need to build something and I need to put two sticks together, I just take another end. Let's say I already had this one cut, and I'm going to quickly just notch, bam, make my square notch. Let's see. Doggy daddy doggy. All right, so I got, where's my other square notch right there? And I got a square notch right there. And obviously I didn't make it the right size, but they fit perfect. And when I say perfect, I'll show you, I'll make it the right size. I'll make it the right size. These knives are so sharp. But now I have two pieces that would fit together and not roll, not move. And I can do this. I can do this with bigger sticks. So if I'm building a shelter with stuff like this thin, and you just take a bunch of them, you just line them up, it's going to take a lot of them, but holy mackerel, it works perfectly. Being able to do that kind of thing is just great. Let's do full shaves right here. Full shaves. Just knocking pieces off. So, I mean, if you need to make a spear, if you need to make traps, if you need tent spikes, pit spikes, arrows, hot dog sticks, anything you need to make where you're... Look at how much... Just, it's abusive. It's taken off so much. It's abusive. But anything where you need to take off material, this is what you're talking about. Skinning an animal, this is what you're talking about. And you've seen me going in between here and here. If I'm skinning, that's exactly what I want to do. I just want to get underneath. I don't want to take off the meat. I want to take off the skin. And that's what this thing does, right? This is, if you're going to say, okay, a perfect bushcraft knife, the Moras make perfect bushcraft knives. It's just what they do. All right, so let's see here. Let's see here. There is a trampoline tarp right there, and we are just shaving it. Shaving the trampoline top, right? I mean, just easy, easy stuff. These things, they're just made to cut, right? They're made to cut. So now you find a little bit of material in the woods, any kind of material, you slice it and you twist it, and you go from having material that was once weak to having a nice solid rope, right? So a lot of times you'll be walking and you'll find trash in the woods, stuff that's just been laying there. Remember, if it's weak, roll it. Now it's tough. Let's see how tough it is compared to the Mora, though. Not that tough. Not that tough. Now when you're talking about a Mora. A Mora. Huh, I wonder. All right. Probably not supposed to be stabbing through my trash cans, but there it is. There's the tip. Straight through. Straight through the trash can. Speaking of trash can, hard rubber, plastic, things like that. You never know what you're going to have to cut in a bushcraft situation. I really need to go tend to that steak. All right, so let's get this in. Let's get this in. All right, hard plastic, rubber. Open it up. Yep. Yep. Trying to get it in camera. Yep. And yep. All little tiny pieces. All little tiny pieces. Speaking of little tiny pieces, you can even throw it. You can even throw it. So I'm gonna go get my steak. I'm gonna get my eat on. Tomorrow I'm gonna do a video where two people are winning a fantastic prize, which contains not just, this isn't just your prize. This is just something that's going to be part of the prize. Oh yeah. So to the 3,000. I just want to say thanks for sticking with me, guys. We have so much more coming, so much more to do. In July, we're going to do some Christmas in July giveaways. It's going to be fantastic, and they're going to be, right? So stay tuned for tomorrow. I'm going to try to get it up. If it's not up tomorrow, I'm going to film it tomorrow. It should be up tomorrow. It'll be up the next day. So keep your eyes open for at least the next, well, only the next 2 days, because it's going to be up within then. You are definitely going to have a giveaway that 2 people are going to win, and it's going to be great. All right, so there's the Mora. Awesome freaking blade. 2 people are actually getting one of these, and it is worth the freaking buy. I'm going to eat some steak. I'm down to be all day. Oh, wait. Why don't you peek with me on this steak? Woo! I got to add the... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That looks good. All right, so that's it. I'm down to be all day. Going to cook some asparagus. Love y'all. Till next knife.